Hello everyone, I'm Natasha and today I'm here to talk to you about the Emotional Freedom Technique, or EFT. Now, I often tell my clients that if it's not important in a year, it's not important today. If somebody cuts you off and they say something rude while you're driving, then that's not going to be important in a year, so it shouldn't mess up your day to day. But sometimes when something like that happens, we get that feeling, that really uncomfortable feeling that keeps coming up whenever we remember what happened during our day. And the Emotional Freedom Technique is here to set us free. Because what happens is when something like that happens and it makes us feel unhappy or uncomfortable, or it triggers a negative emotion, then that energy gets trapped inside of us. And what we want to do is we want to reprogram that energy so that whenever we think of that thing, it doesn't cause any discomfort. And the Emotional Freedom Technique, tapping, or EFT is a wonderful way to do that. I'm going to take you through the steps. So the first thing you want to do is you want to think of something that has bothered you, and you want to rate it between 1 and 10. 1 being the least painful and 10 being the most painful. So usually if it's something that's bugging you, it's a 7, 8 or 9. And then you want to start tapping the side of your hand. So you'll say, even though I have this feeling, I love and accept myself. Even though I have this feeling, I love and accept myself. Even though I have this feeling, I love and accept myself. And you're going to do that 3 times. Then you're going to take the hand that you were tapping, I've marked it with the black band, and you want to tap your forehead and say, this feeling. Just a couple of times, this feeling, 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 and then your collarbone here, this feeling, this feeling, this feeling. And then your lower right hand corner of your thumbnail on your left hand, this feeling, this feeling, this feeling, then the index finger, this feeling, this feeling, this feeling, then the middle finger, this feeling, this feeling, this feeling, and you want to skip the ring finger. We never do the ring finger because this is our eternity finger. This is where we put our wedding ring on and different things. And then the little finger, this feeling, this feeling, this feeling. And again, we want to go back and we want to think about that feeling and we want to rate it again 1 to 10. And what you'll notice is it's gone down a bit. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do it again. So once again, even though I have this feeling, I love and accept myself. Even though I have this feeling, I love and accept myself. Even though I have this feeling, I love and accept myself. This feeling, 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 this feeling. Again, we skip this feeling, this feeling, this feeling. And one more time, rate it from 1 to 10, and you'll find that it's gone down even lower. Sometimes I do it 2 or 3 times in a row to get rid of that feeling and get it to an almost negligible 2, 3 or 1 level, and then it doesn't bother me anymore. I hope this has been beneficial. Let me know in the comments what else you'd like to learn, and good luck, and go off and live your best life because that's what you deserve. Thank you.